Hello, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. And my name is Ulyana. I'm co-founder and chief capital officer at a company called HighCastle. It's a blockchain-based investment marketplace and share registry for private companies. So I spent my last 10 years working in finance, some time in retail banking, which was quite boring stuff. And then I was executive director of the Warsaw Stock Exchange office in Ukraine. So actually I was dealing with companies doing their IPO. And I found that it's pretty complicated for a private company to raise money, and many of those companies who are considering IPO don't really want to do IPO, right? And they still won't provide an infrastructure for their investors or their shareholders to be able to exit from their investments. So that's where we have started to work on HighCastle. We are addressing a very big market, which is a market of private equity and debt. So it's over $10 trillion market. And half of this market is based in Europe. As well as market of secondaries, already 200,000 billions, which is quite big, and it's growing. But actually, it's growing quite slowly because we have a lot of complications related to infrastructure, post-trading infrastructure for private securities. So actually, can you imagine that a company would continue to manage the communication with clients on spreadsheets instead of CRM system, right? No one would imagine this right now. The same, we cannot imagine why private companies continue to use the spreadsheets to manage their shareholders, cap tables, and share registry. Having those legally binding shareholder registers managed in a paper form, it's actually causing a lot of problems for a company and for investors. So it's causing a problem of shareholder management, transparency of investments, lack of security of such investments, and also, of course, liquidity and opportunity to diversify between companies. At HighCastle, we have created a solution where companies can use our platform to issue digitalized securities to their investors, manage shareholders online, and provides them the ability to transfer securities privately on our OTC market. So we operate our this private permission distributed ledger, which is called Prime Issuance Registry and Distributed Network, PrimeNet. And we provide this network to other market players. So actually, we are partnering with exchanges, we are partnering with investment firms who also want to provide this registry and settlement digitalized opportunities to their shareholders and investors. Many companies, of course, come to us not because we provide a registry and we are cool in managing shareholders. So all companies, of course, come to us because they want to raise money, right? And only then they start to think about having a proper shareholder management, issuance of securities, allotment them, and actually having all of those paperwork done on the closing of a deal. So that's why we provide a full infrastructure for companies, for our issuers, to sell securities, to do offering of securities, or if they want to do a private placement on our platform, and distribute securities to investors and keep shareholders' records on distributed ledger, giving them ability to transfer such securities. So our revenues are coming from a marketplace fees. So we actually provide a platform free of charge for companies to do their private placement. And when they want to get listed on our marketplace, it's where we come with our marketplace fees. This is a solution which we see as an opportunity for many, many investment banks, boutiques, and also advisors to be used by them for their own deals, while we are taking a lot of headache related to the offering, closing a deal, and then after the offering, actually allotment of securities and shareholder management. So rest of our fees are coming from registry services, which is mostly paid by customers, by issuers, but it's also there is also fees for investors when they want to do transfer of securities on OTC market, or they want to do a private transfer of securities wallet to wallet. Our revenues, we expecting to grow to 35 million, and by the end of 2024, we see a growing potential of those revenues coming not just from companies who are doing a direct listing on our marketplace and offerings through the platform, but exactly by use of the platform as a SaaS solution by investment intermediaries, including investment boutiques, advisors, and so on. We done quite a long journey from 2016, when we only got this idea of having a blockchain-based investment marketplace. And in the end of the story, we become actually a private depository system for private companies. And this journey was overwhelmed with creating a solutions, technological platform, legal framework, onboarding our users who are using a platform for other products, and who are actually doing their private placement right now on a HighCastle platform. So currently, we are on a final stage of FCA approval to run our marketplace. Quite a year of review of the platform by the local regulator. And we plan to launch our private capital markets in January 2020. So our growth plan for next couple of years are targeting to the Asian and Middle East market, where we see a lot of opportunities to actually provide access to European companies for those Middle East and Asian investors. And also, we are definitely planning to expand the exchange trading on our marketplace, not just through our OTC market, but also through our partners, exchanges, which we already connecting to PrimeNet as a members, which can do settlement and trading on our distributed network. So HighCastle is really sophisticated legal solution. We are the first European blockchain-enabled share registry, which probably telling a lot for those who understanding well, especially a public securities market, where registers are actually taken a pretty big role for securities management. So we are scalable and we are secure, and we providing access to our network only to regulated investment firms and exchanges, which is probably the first distributed network which is only for available only for the exchanges and actually regulated entities. We are raising money, as I said, because we need to capitalize the company for FCA regulatory purpose. And we are raising now from 600K to 1.5 million. And most of this money are going for scaling, sales, and operation of a company in order to achieve our revenues projections. So I welcome you to speak. I really welcome those of you who understand the strategic value of our solution. and also welcome you to partnership. Thank you.